What if I told you that the way you count your money could actually be the reason you're losing it? That every time you casually open your wallet in the wrong place, you might be inviting loss, jealousy, and even financial blockage into your life? A rabbi once gave an urgent warning: 3 places where you should never count your money, no matter what. Ignore this, and you may unknowingly sabotage your own wealth. Most people think money is something to show, something to prove their progress, their success, or their worth. But the truth is, the moment you start displaying your money, you begin to weaken its protection. Wealth was never meant to be loud. It was meant to be guarded, respected, and handled with quiet discipline. When you openly count or show your money in front of others, you are exposing more than just numbers. You are revealing your financial position, your habits, and in some cases, even your vulnerabilities. Not everyone around you will have pure intentions. Some people may feel inspired, but many will feel comparison, jealousy, or silent resentment. And the dangerous part is, this energy doesn't need to be spoken to exist. It lingers, and over time it can affect your confidence, your decisions, and even your opportunities. There is a reason why truly wealthy individuals move in silence. They understand that attention is not always an asset. It can be a liability. The more visible your money becomes, the more pressure you create around it. You start to attract opinions, expectations, and sometimes even people who are drawn not to you, but to what you have. And once that happens, your financial life becomes exposed instead of protected. But this principle goes even deeper than other people. When you constantly display your money, you train your own mind to seek validation from it. You begin to associate your self-worth with what others see, not what you are building privately. This creates a dangerous cycle where you feel the need to prove your financial status again and again, instead of strengthening it quietly. Real wealth behaves differently. It grows in the background. It doesn't need an audience. Just like a seed planted in the ground, it requires time, protection, and the absence of unnecessary exposure. If you dig it up every day to show others, it will never grow. The same applies to money. The more you disturb it with attention and display, the harder it becomes for it to multiply. There is also a practical side to this wisdom. Showing money openly can attract real-world risks. People may take advantage, opportunities for theft increase, and you may unintentionally put yourself in unsafe situations. What starts as a simple habit can turn into a serious consequence. Respecting money means understanding that not everything needs to be seen. Privacy is not secrecy, it is strategy. When you protect your money from unnecessary exposure, you are creating a safe space for it to grow. You are removing distractions, reducing risk, and maintaining control over your financial journey. In the end, wealth is not about how much you can show, it's about how much you can keep, grow, and sustain over time. And that requires discipline, awareness, and the ability to move quietly, even when you have every reason to be loud. Most people believe money problems are about income, opportunities, or luck. But in reality, one of the most powerful forces shaping your financial life is something far less visible: your emotional state. The way you feel when you interact with money quietly programs your mind, and over time it defines your financial reality. Think about what happens when you feel stressed, anxious, or afraid about money. You start checking your wallet again and again. You open your banking app repeatedly. You count and recount what you have, hoping the numbers will somehow change. But instead of creating control, this behavior reinforces a deeper belief: I don't have enough. And that belief is dangerous. When you count money in a state of fear, you are not just observing your finances, you are attaching emotion to them. Every moment of stress becomes a signal to your mind that money is scarce, unstable, and difficult to keep. Your brain begins to operate from survival mode rather than growth mode. Instead of making calm, strategic decisions, you react impulsively. You hesitate when you should act, and you rush when you should think. Over time, this creates a pattern. You might avoid opportunities because you're afraid to lose. You might hold on to money too tightly, missing chances to invest or grow. Or you might spend emotionally, trying to escape the discomfort of fear. In all cases, your emotional state starts controlling your financial behavior. There is a deeper wisdom here. Money flows towards certainty, not panic. When your mind is calm, you see clearly. You evaluate risks properly. You make decisions based on logic, not emotion. But when fear takes over, your vision narrows. Everything feels like a threat, and even good opportunities start to look dangerous. This is why counting money in moments of stress is so harmful. It turns a simple action into a ritual of scarcity. Instead of feeling gratitude for what you have, you focus on what is missing. Instead of building confidence, you build anxiety. And the more you repeat this cycle, the stronger it becomes. Breaking this pattern requires awareness. The next time you feel the urge to check your money in a state of panic, pause, step back, ask yourself what you're really looking for. Is it clarity, or is it reassurance? Because no amount of counting will remove fear if the mindset behind it remains unchanged. Replace that habit with a different approach. Only engage with your finances when you are calm, focused, and intentional. Treat money decisions as something that deserves your best mental state, not your most emotional one. This simple shift changes everything. You move from reacting to directing, from fearing to managing. In the end, your financial situation is not just a reflection of what you earn, it is a reflection of how you think and feel about what you have. Control your emotional state, and you begin to control your financial life. Ignore it, and even the right opportunities may slip through your hands. There is a subtle but powerful difference between appreciating money and becoming consumed by it. The moment money enters your hands, whether it's a salary, a profit, or even a small unexpected gain, your immediate reaction matters more than you think. Because in that moment, you are not just receiving money, you are setting the tone for your relationship with it. Many people respond to financial gain with a sense of pride. They count it quickly, admire it, and internally say, "I did this." On the surface, it feels natural. After all, you worked for it, you earned it. But when that pride quietly turns into arrogance, something begins to shift beneath the surface. Arrogance creates the illusion that you are the sole source of your success. It disconnects you from the bigger picture, the timing, the opportunities, the people, and even the circumstances that made that income possible. No matter how skilled or mehanati you are, wealth is never created in isolation. It is always influenced by factors beyond your direct control. When you begin to believe that money comes only from your own power, you close yourself off from the flow that brought it to you in the first place. This is not something that happens instantly or dramatically. It's subtle. Opportunities may become less frequent. Your judgment may become clouded. You may take unnecessary risks because you feel invincible, or you may stop growing because you believe you've already mastered the game. Gratitude, on the other hand, keeps that flow open. When you receive money with humility, you acknowledge that it is part of a larger system. You recognize the role of effort, but also the role of timing, support, and unseen factors. This mindset keeps you grounded. It keeps you learning. It keeps you aware that wealth is something to be managed, not dominated. There is also a psychological shift that happens when you replace arrogance with gratitude. Instead of feeling pressure to prove yourself again and again, you feel a sense of stability. You become less reactive and more intentional. You stop chasing validation through money and start focusing on building something sustainable. Counting money in a state of pride often leads to overconfidence. You may start making decisions based on ego rather than logic, spending more than necessary, ignoring risks, or underestimating challenges. But when you approach money with humility, you naturally become more careful, more strategic, and more disciplined. This doesn't mean you shouldn't feel proud of your achievements. It simply means that pride should never blind you. There is a balance between confidence and humility, and that balance is what protects long-term success. In the end, money is not just about how much you make, it's about how you receive it, how you think about it, and how you carry yourself because of it. Gratitude invites growth, arrogance invites decline, and the choice between the two is made in small, quiet moments, like the way you react when money first enters your hands. Many people treat money as if it were only paper, coins, or numbers on a screen, but in reality, money is much more than that. It carries energy. The way you interact with it, the places you keep it, and the intentions you attach to it all influence the flow of wealth in your life. Understanding this concept is essential if you want to build lasting financial stability. Money reacts to how it is handled. If you treat it carelessly, leave it exposed, or approach it without awareness, you invite instability. On the other hand, When you handle money with respect and intention, you create conditions for it to grow. Think of it like planting a seed. The soil, the light, the water, and even the attention you give it will determine whether it flourishes. Neglect any of these factors, and the seed may never reach its potential. Money behaves similarly. Its energy responds to your actions, your focus, and even your beliefs. One common mistake people make is counting or handling money in the wrong place or at the wrong time. Public spaces, chaotic environments, or moments of emotional turbulence can all negatively impact the energy attached to your money. Every time you interact with your finances in such conditions, you are unconsciously signaling instability or attracting unwanted attention. That energy can manifest in subtle ways: unexpected expenses, financial disagreements, missed opportunities, or even in a general sense of scarcity that seems to follow you no matter how much you earn. The principle extends beyond where you handle money to how you think about it. Your beliefs, emotions, and intentions create a kind of financial vibration. If you are anxious, doubtful, or greedy, money tends to respond accordingly, making it difficult to retain or multiply. But if you are calm, confident, and intentional, you create a magnetic environment for abundance. People often overlook this connection, assuming money is purely material. Yet those who understand its energetic dimension find that small adjustments like mindfulness, careful planning, and respect can dramatically improve the results they experience. Another aspect of money's energy is its relationship to generosity. Wealth that is hoarded out of fear or selfishness stagnates. When you give with intention and gratitude, you set a flow into motion. This doesn't mean reckless spending or giving blindly, but rather a conscious acknowledgement that money is part of a greater cycle. It is a tool, not an end in itself. When you approach money as energy to be circulated wisely, you invite growth and protection. Finally, understanding money as energy encourages discipline and awareness. You become more intentional about when and how you earn, spend, save, and invest. Every financial action transforms from a routine habit into a purposeful act. The energy attached to your decisions compounds over time, shaping not just your bank balance but your financial confidence, opportunities, and long-term stability. In essence, money is alive in a way most people fail to recognize. Treat it merely as numbers, and you risk losing control. Treat it with respect, attention, and intention, and you align yourself with a flow that supports lasting abundance and financial freedom. Discipline around money is one of the most overlooked keys to long-term financial success. Many people focus solely on how much they earn or what they invest in, but the habits and routines they develop around money often determine whether wealth grows or disappears. Small, consistent actions, like how, when, and where you handle your finances, have a compounding effect over time, shaping your financial stability in ways that large gains alone cannot. Discipline begins with awareness. Before you can manage your money effectively, you must understand your own habits and patterns. Do you check your balance impulsively? Do you spend emotionally when stressed, or celebrate a small gain with reckless indulgence? These behaviors may seem minor, but they establish a rhythm that either strengthens or weakens your financial life. Every interaction with money is a chance to reinforce control, clarity, and respect, or to invite chaos, stress, and loss. One critical aspect of financial discipline is consistency. Wealth does not accumulate overnight, nor is it sustained by sporadic effort. People who achieve lasting prosperity understand the importance of regular practices, tracking income and expenses, budgeting, saving, and investing wisely. These habits create a stable framework that supports growth even in uncertain times. Without consistency, even large earnings can slip through your fingers because they are not anchored in a structured approach to managing resources. Another dimension of discipline is timing. When you engage with money matters at the right moment, when you are calm, focused, and intentional, you make decisions that align with your long-term goals. Conversely, reacting impulsively or handling money in moments of stress or pride can undermine your financial stability. Discipline trains you to pause, evaluate, and act deliberately, ensuring that every financial decision contributes to growth rather than depletion. Discipline also includes restraint. Many people struggle because they do not set boundaries around spending or giving. Being disciplined does not mean being miserly. It means understanding limits and acting within them. It is about making conscious choices instead of reacting to impulses or external pressures. This restraint ensures that wealth is not wasted and that resources are allocated to areas that truly matter, such as investments, savings, or meaningful contributions that generate both financial and personal returns. Finally, discipline around money fosters confidence and security. When you have established routines and habits, you no longer feel at the mercy of circumstances. You know where your money is, how it is being used, and what steps you are taking to grow it. This clarity reduces anxiety, strengthens decision-making, and allows you to focus on opportunities instead of constantly worrying about losses. Over time, disciplined actions compound, turning small intentional steps into significant wealth accumulation and long-term stability. In essence, financial discipline transforms money from a source of stress into a tool for growth. It is not about wealth alone, it is about creating habits that protect, multiply, and sustain it. By approaching your finances with consistency, awareness, restraint, and intentionality, you develop the structure necessary for lasting prosperity. The most successful individuals understand that their relationship with money is defined less by chance or income, and more by the disciplined practices they maintain every single day.